Welcome everyone, XBloomIX here giving you a tutorial on how to get the Awaken the Gazebo achievement on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. To get this achievement, you have to pack punch a weapon during round 1 with no one using the bank or weapon locker. To start off, you're going to want to collect 1400 points. To get this, you should shoot a zombie at least 6 times in the chest and then knife him. Make sure you are knifing the zombies, otherwise you will not be able to collect enough points. On round 1, there is a total of 6 zombies. You are going to want to kill 5 of them and make sure the 6th one has not been touched whatsoever. When a zombie hasn't been shot at or knifed, it has max health. Having max health will allow the zombie to teleport rather than die when you proceed throughout the map. For this video, I shot the zombies 8 times in the legs. For this, you'll get more points, but it's just as easy to shoot them 6 times in the chest than knife them. Drops on the early rounds can be helpful or annoying. Double points is an example of how it can be helpful, but a nuke or insta-kill can be an example of how it's not helpful because it kills all the zombies or it makes it so you can't get enough points. To make sure a zombie has not been touched at all, a good thing is to spread out the zombies. Give them time to walk away from each other, and then you can change the angle to make none of the bullets hit other zombies. Once you have one zombie left, look at your points. Make sure you have at least 1400 points before you proceed. To proceed, just jump down the hole. Once you're down the hole, you're going to want to grab the Remington off the wall and place it down. This is going to give you 1000 points, and this is how we're going to gain all our points to be able to upgrade. When down here, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run to Lenny or Huckleberry or Leroy, whoever you call him, and open him up. The key is always located outside his jail cell for the first time, so don't worry about the key location. When you give him booze and break down the barrier, you'll get an extra 200 points. This is very helpful. Once Lenny destroys the barrier, you're going to want to go to the second story of the barn. From here, there are 2 ways to get to the chalk pieces. The first way is more efficient, but more difficult to do. The second way is easier, but takes a lot longer. To go this way, it is mandatory that you know how to strafe jump. Once on the next platform, it is an easy jump to the next house. This house contains all the chalk pieces that you're going to use to get the points. Even though there are only 5 chalk pieces, you will still get 6,000 points because the last one will give you 2,000 instead of 1,000 points for marking it on the wall. To go the second way, what you're going to do is you're going to want to drop down into the barn and go through all these mines. These mines can be dangerous because the zombies are spawning in there, but on round 1 they spawn very slowly and it is very easy to avoid them. This spawn, on the other hand, is not very easy. To avoid this, you are definitely going to want to give this zombie time. Backtrack down the mine and stay to one side of the wall. This will bring the zombie to the one side of the wall that you're on and make it a clear path on the other side for you to run past. This is what people call leading the zombie. After you get around the zombie, there is a jump. To get over this jump, you can either jump it or you can dolphin dive it. Sometimes dolphin diving is easier, but with practice you'll be able to figure out this jump with no time. Getting over this jump can be difficult at sometimes too, but practice makes perfect. Again, just run down the stairs and all the chalk is on your right. Once at the chalk, pick any weapon you want. It doesn't matter which one you choose, you will still get the same amount of points. It doesn't matter what order or where you put each weapon, it just matters that you put all the weapons on walls. I choose to put the PDW on this wall because it's a perfect place for me to continue a game and get a lot of points. Once you place your first weapon, you're going to want to open up the general store. The general store costs 750 points to open, but is crucial for this guide. Inside the general store, there are parts to make the trample steam. The trample steam is important because it can get you to places around the map without spending points. The flag is located underneath the stairs in some barrels. The engine is located on the shelf in the middle of the store. To move 2 parts at the same time, you're going to want to pick up your first part and go to your second one. Then you're going to slowly move forward, meanwhile tapping X but also holding it for 1 second in between each tap. Once you get up the steps, there is a workbench to the left. Just hold X to add each part. Once you add these 2 parts, you can either continue making the trample steam or you can go and grab another piece of chalk. Again, you can grab any weapon you want, but for me I chose the AN-94 for this next location. This next spot is located up the stairs by the workbench that we are using to build the trample steam. After I built this weapon, I finished building the trample steam. The last 2 parts of the trample steam are located upstairs in the general store. These 2 parts are the chicken wire and the bellow. The bellow is located at the very back of the room on a desk. The chicken wire is leaning on the railing. You can move these two parts at the same time, however, going down the stairs and going up the stairs are a bit tricky. If a zombie is in your way, focus on one part. If you have trouble getting around this zombie, you can go left on the porch. Again, hold X or square on the PS3 and add your parts. Don't forget to pick up your other part and add that one too. Once you finish making the trample steam, pick one up and then go back to the chalk. Once you're at the chalk, again you can pick any weapon you want. For me, I picked the SVU. This next location is kind of tricky. You're going to definitely need a trample steam for this. This location is on top of the saloon. In order to get to the saloon without having to buy the door underneath, you're going to want to place your trample steam over on this upper bit here. Placing the trample steam can be a little bit tricky, but just make sure you line the center of the trample steam up with the center of the gap and move forward a little bit so the trample steam is hanging off the edge. Because that zombie was getting close to me, I jumped over to this building. If the zombie hits the trample steam, it will die, so make sure that does not happen. Once the zombie is far enough away, you can run back to your trample steam and jump across. From here, you can place your third weapon. Once you've placed this weapon, you can go into the saloon and look for a bottle of booze. The booze can be located on the corner of the bar or on the middle two tables. For me, the booze was not located in the saloon at all. If it is, you can open up this barrier here for 750 points. Even though I did not open up this barrier, you will still have enough points to upgrade. Once you have the booze, the next step is to turn on the power. I'm not too sure if you need the power on or not, but it's better safe than sorry. Once you have the power on, go back and pick up your trample steam. After you pick up your trample steam, go back to the chalk. Please note, if you picked up the booze when you're in the saloon, you will drop it when you pick up the chalk. This next location is really easy to get to, but make sure you have the trample steam. This next location is located in the courthouse. Instead of spending 1,000 points to open up the courthouse, we're going to use the trample steam to jump into it from the starting area. Again, when placing the trample steam, make sure you line the middle of the trample steam up with the middle of the gap you're jumping to and move off the edge so that the trample steam is as far forward as you can make it. Jump across and place your fourth weapon on the wall here. After you place your fourth weapon, you're going to want to go jump back into the starting area. For the final step, you were going to need the trample steam and booze. Remember, if you picked up booze in the saloon, it is going to be at the chalk place, otherwise it'll be in Lenny's cell. After you have both your booze and trample steam, you're going to head over to the general store. Once inside the general store, you're going to head up the stairs and take your immediate left. Outside of the door on your left hand side, there will be a drop off where you can drop down to the other side. Once on the other side, you're going to have to wait for Leroy, Huckleberry, or Lenny. He will drop down where you drop down, and then you have to bring him to the church. If you knife Lenny, Leroy, or Huckleberry, he will run after you for a little bit. So keep on knifing him and then running away. Once at the church, give him booze to break down the barrier. Make sure you're looking towards the barrier when you give him the booze. When he breaks down the barrier, you are going to receive 200 points. After that, you're going to get your trample steam and come over to where you drop down. Place your trample steam a little bit back from the barrier. This will give you the height to get over it. Before jumping, make sure the zombie is far enough away from the trample steam. Run back to your trample steam and jump over. If it doesn't work, just replace your trample steam. Once on this side, you have 1,000 points to spare. You can go to the B23R and buy it, or you can buy the mystery box for 950 points, or you can buy the PDW off the wall. I chose the PDW off the wall because it has a large clip size. Once you have your weapon of choice, you're going to want to go back to the chalk. Pick up your final weapon and head back to the church. To get to the church, go back through the general store and drop down from the balcony. After you drop down from the balcony, make sure you go back and pick up your trample steam. Remember, if that zombie hits that trample steam, it is dead. Go into the church and up the stairs. On the very back wall will be your final weapon place. Once you place your final weapon, you will get an additional 2,000 points. Because I didn't open up the door in the saloon, I have 7,000 points, but you should have at least 6,250 points by now. Run to the witch's mansion and place your trample steam on the right side. This place is a lot easier than jumping over the middle barrier. Place your trample steam a little bit away from the rock. What I did, since the zombie was close, is I walked away and made sure that he was far away so he wouldn't hit the trample steam, because if you've gone this far, it's really big and pain in the ass if he walks over it and you have to do it all over again. So just run back over here once he's a fair distance away, jump over, Run straight into the house, open it up, and once you're in here, just run into the room straight to your right. The reason why you run into the room to the right is because that zombie that was the walker is going to turn into another witch. It'll take that witch a few moments to get into the mansion, so make sure you just wait here until it does. You can run straight through the mansion and try to avoid the witches, but I advise camping here for a bit. Once the second witch comes, kill it. Now you only have to deal with one. Start making your way through the mansion slowly. Remember to reload as soon as you kill the witch if you have to. Because we bought the gun, you have loads of ammo, so don't be stingy with it. Being accurate will kill the witch faster, so it's a good thing to do that too. Let the witch come through the bookshelf before you kill her in this part. Once you kill her, sprint straight through and wait for her in the hallway. Slowly advance through the hallway until you get to the end. Once you kill her at the end, then sprint through to the next room, but stop as soon as you get around the corner. A headset can be very helpful in this situation because you can hear where she spawns. Keep on slowly advancing until you're at the very end of this next hallway. Make wide turns because she may spawn in this next room. Once you see you have a clear opening, just jump down into the maze area. But before you go through this maze, you're gonna want to turn back. I know it's tempting, but you're gonna want to turn back and you're gonna want to kill her quickly. It may take 1 or 2 witches, but after 1 or 2 witches, you will definitely get a perk bottle as a drop. Now that all the witches are dead, there's a zombie that will come back to the map. Remember, it is still round 1, so this zombie is going to be very slow. There's no one way to get through the maze, guys, as you probably know by now, but hope for the best, get your way through. When you're at the end of the maze, you're going to want to locate the last zombie. For me, the zombie spawned just above by the gazebo, so I knew I had enough time to go pack a punch. Insert your guns into the punch machine and take them out, and boom, you'll get the achievement. Awaken the Gazebo for 30 Gs is finally yours. This achievement took me a long time to get, but hopefully I helped you out. Thank you guys for watching and I hope you have a great day. See ya.